Happy non-denominational holidays! Ignore the Christmas tree behind me. Actually, you can't really ignore it. It's like visible from space. But it is pretty, isn't it? Yeah. It's been a while since I've done one of these kind of video greeting thingy, update thingies, so I figured now is the time, and this is the best possible time of year to do something like this because it's a time of transition. It's a time of transition from the old to the new. I've spent Christmas in like a dozen different countries, and it's been just amazing and different in every country, but also kind of weird because I'm originally from Canada. I'm used to snow, and almost every place I've celebrated Christmas has been warm, so it's kind of like pretend Christmas. I've done Christmas at marinas and fancy estates in the Caribbean. I've spent it on a permaculture property in Hawaii. Spent it doing shaman things in Peru. I've spent a couple of Christmases in Australia having shrimps on the barbie at the height of their summer. I've done Christmas in Florida. I've done it in New Zealand, on safari in South Africa, a lot of different places. Now this year, right now, I'm in Florida at a dear friend's place. This is my second Christmas here. The last time was 2 years ago. This year, we're going to be making dinner for something like 16 different people and probably doing dishes for like a week and a half afterwards. But it'll be a great fun. And I'm not a big gift giver for Christmas. I usually say no gifts. For me, the greatest gift anyone can give me is their undivided attention. And I try to give that same gift to other people and spend quality time with people who I care about. So, reflecting on the year past and the year forward, 2018 was a pretty hectic year for me. It was one where I suffered many personal and emotional challenges and struggles and physical challenges and health issues. And that would be the kind of overlying theme, both professionally and personally, dealing with these challenges. I opened up the year in Chiang Mai, Thailand, aka the digital nomad center of the universe, where I had already spent a couple of months and was working on my business, but also really trying to lay low because I was quite physically ill and burnt out, quite frankly, from a pretty even more hectic 2017. But my visa ran out in Thailand, so I had to move on, and I moved on to Vietnam, where I spent February in Hoi An, enjoying amazing food, very cool people, but the weather was absolutely atrocious, so it sent me running after a month back to Thailand. But this time I went to the south of Thailand in the island of Koh Phangan, where I did this crazy 12-day fasting detox retreat that I hoped would help me with some of my physical issues. It remains to be seen whether or not my physical issues were dealt with. I think, if anything, I learned that fasting is not my thing. So it was a learning experience. After that, I headed down to Australia, where I spent a month. Total secret, may come as a surprise to many of you because I didn't write about it at all. Instead, I was staying with some friends who were basically created a personal retreat for me, and they totally took care of me. And that was a pivotal month for me because it helped me really start to recover and put the right steps in motion to recover and move on from significant burnout that had manifested physically and emotionally for me. From Australia, I hopped over to Toronto, where I was planning to spend the summer, but not before dropping my luggage and heading off to both London and Florida, where I visited some friends. Then I was back in Toronto for the summer, where, much to my surprise as much as anybody else's, I set up a home base in my hometown of Toronto. Never thought I'd say that, never thought I would find myself living in Toronto again. I definitely needed a home base, I knew this. I left my last home base in 2016, and I was really craving a place where I could unpack, unwind, assimilate my experiences, and just chill out for a while. And a few serendipitous things happened that made Toronto that place, and I'm very happy to have my home base now in Toronto. But, as I said earlier, I don't do winter. So, in November, I took off and spent most of November in a few different places in California, visiting with more friends, and here I am, back in Florida. I'll be spending the first 3 months of next year, which starts in a couple of weeks, in Guatemala, which I'm very excited about. Business-wise, 2018 was also a very transitory year for me, or transitional year for me. You may have noticed that in the last 6 months or so on the Professional Hobo, I've been publishing a lot of really in-depth, step-by-step, gigantic travel lifestyle guides that help you with every aspect of travel, from doing it cheaply and safely and effectively and covering all your I's and T's and crosses and checks and all that kind of stuff. Now, this has been in part a project that I have been working on for the last 6 or so months with an SEO consultant who's been helping me to basically restructure my website. So I also hired a virtual assistant, finally, and I'm very slowly and painstakingly learning how to delegate so that I can actually step away from my practices at the Professional Hobo a little bit and enjoy it as a business, as opposed to working in it as a job, as I've been doing, which is what led me to burnout. So I'm still transitioning my business. In the coming months, I'm going to be writing a lot more posts, some more editorial style posts, which I really enjoy writing and haven't been doing as much lately. This month on my website, you'll see an article, such an article about expat life abroad that has been garnering quite a lot of interesting attention and reactions. And in the coming months, I will be writing more editorials, which I really like to do and really helps me recapture my passion for writing, which is why I started blogging 12 years ago to begin with. But I'm not going to be writing as regularly. I have been, since I started this blog in 2006, I have been publishing religiously 1 to 3 times a week. Well, now it's going to be a little bit less. I'm going to be focusing more on long-form quality content, and the posts that you do see come out are going to be hopefully really useful and or insightful or inspiring. So from once a week, I'm probably going to go down to a few times a month. All of this in the year to come is an effort for me to step out from behind the laptop and to do a little something more. Now, I'm not sure exactly what that's going to look like or what form that's going to take place, so I'm going to keep my cards close to my chest until I have something newsworthy to announce. But in short, I am ready for some transition. I'm really looking forward to 2019. It's going to be a great year for travel, as well as continuing on my health and wellness journey and seeing where the Professional Hobo can go in terms of everything. So I hope that 2018 for you has been a year filled with amazing experiences, perhaps some great travel or travel plans, some great times with family and friends. And I hope that as you look towards 2019, it's going to be a year where you can manifest dreams, desires, anything that you want. Happy non-denominational holidays. Ignore the Christmas tree behind me. And I wish you all a great new year and life beyond. Bye.